Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here. Just wanted to do a results show on the UFC Fight Night we had last night. If you guys weren't paying attention, you go to Patreon or YouTube and you go to the collections playlist here. There's a bunch of collections here. These are playlists. And if you click on collections, all these will pop up. And the big ones I've been making videos on as of late are the futures bets, the free podcast videos, and most importantly, the UFC picks. By the way, if you haven't set up the Discord server, this is where you go do it. You go look up setting up Discord. But if you went to the UFC picks, you see I have 43 videos in here. I have broken down every single fight. So going into last night's card, there were 13 fights on the card. Only one of them ended in no contest due to a headbutt. So I'm going to talk about the first fight and then move my way up. If we pull up the chart in front of everybody, there's nothing to hide here. Here's how we did last night. We went 8-4 on the money line. We got 8 of the fights right. 4 of them were wrong. And then the one no contest. We missed out on 3 of these parlays. Those are just extra, never count towards the record. And we definitely hit on the bottom 2 for the main event. For the season, we are 6-4 on locks, 11-4 on leans, and 5-4 on value bets. So where this is very, very good is, first and foremost, value bets. Those are bets that we make when we're the underdog. So it's plus money. If you were doing 1 unit on every single value bet, you would be up at least 1 unit at this point. To be clear, this is how it works. And I know some of you might not be grasping it, but every single one of these value bets is a plus 100. So when you hit on the 5 of those, you're definitely doubling your money. So we've won at least 10 units at a minimum. And when you've lost 9, if you put 9 in, you got 10 back. To be clear. Now, there's been way more because look, we just hit on a plus 180, we hit on a plus 108. There's different levels to a value bet, but it's all kind of the same. If you go to the first night, we were 1-2, and the only one we hit on was the plus 100. So you lose 2 units here, you win 2 units, you put 1 at risk. We broke even the first card. And on UFC 297, I actually accidentally deleted it, but it's on the Discord server for proof. We went, I want to say 2-1, okay, or 2-0 actually. 2-0. Yes, we went 2-0 on that one. But here we are. We went on value bets. We're up. Leans, we're way up. If you're just betting all the black ones every single week, you should be way up. Now, some of these leans, yes, they're crazy odds for money lines. That's on you on how you parlay them, how you put them together. But we're way up on leans. And locks, it is frustrating. Our locks have been missing from time to time, and we're barely above 500. I don't like it. I want the locks to be closer to 80%. It takes time, and it's the fight game. Things can go wrong. But let's talk about these results one by one, and we'll talk about the analysis I provided for the fight, just so we all understand what's going on here. I apologize. The screen sometimes goes away. But the first fight, Thomas Peterson versus Jamal Pugs. I said it was going to be a Thomas Peterson lock and a win. He was supposed to wrestle him and take him down. Didn't happen. Only 1 takedown in the first round, and Peterson lost the fight. We started off on a bad note, and it sucked. And it never feels good when we miss. So that was a miss, and it is what it is. At that point, a lot of people put a lot of money on these, and they need to be careful and pace themselves. Pace yourselves, because it's a long night, 13 fights. The next fight, Quinones and Medeiros. I told you Marquel Medeiros was too athletic, and I felt like he would win the fight. He did. Congratulations. We were accurate there. And this particular fight, this is one where I'm very proud of myself. I told you that take the value bet. We're taking the underdog. And it's because I look at Julia and I say to myself, all she can do is armbar. And if you watch the fight, that's all she could do. That's all she attempted to do. It was gross. She could do nothing else. And the arm bars were there, and she couldn't pull it off because you're trying to do an arm bar on somebody from Brazil who's been training in jiu-jitsu probably her whole life on the low, because that's what they do in Brazil. You're not going to be able to tap her out. And it happened. Carolina won, and that was our first upset of the night, our first positive money at a plus 108. So even with the first miss, you're looking positive here, doubling your unit size. For the next 2 fights, I was very clear. We're taking the underdog, but careful. Do it lightly. Don't go crazy because it is a value bet. I thought Bilder would be able to hang in there with Lee. I think Lee's head is stationary. Doesn't matter. Lee dominated him, and we can never believe in Blake Bilder again. The next fight, Themba Gorimbo was fighting for the village, and his wife was fasting, and now she can eat. The dude is amazing. He did all the right things. And Pete Rodriguez got knocked out in the first round. Pete's supposed to be a knockout specialist. It did not happen. Pete's embarrassing. I'm not impressed with what Pete had to do. Probably doesn't belong in the UFC. He never gets out of the first round. Either knocks somebody out or he gets knocked out. In that case, he got knocked out. We can be proud of this moment right here. Undefeated as at Marksum, came out 17-0, but I studied his opponents, I studied his track record, and I said, no way, bro. He's been fighting dudes who have never won another fight. He's been fighting guys who've never fought another fight. I went and checked the track record. Watch that video. If you watch this video, I pull up every guy's fight record, and the only guy they ever fought in their life was Azat Maxim. That tells me promoters going out there to pad your record and get you to the UFC so they can get their big payday. He was not worth anything, and they made him a super favorite. And I said, they're giving him Charles Johnson, so they're giving him a fish that he can beat, because Charles Johnson's lost 3 fights in a row in the UFC. They want Charles Johnson to lose this fight so they can get rid of his ass and send him to the PFL or somewhere else. Well, I got news for you. I believed in Charles Johnson, and sure enough, Charles Johnson won the fight. I predicted an undefeated fighter would lose to a guy on a 3-fight losing streak, and it happened, y'all. That's a great feeling. Shout out to the MVPs who won money on it. My boy LB down here, he made $1,100 on the card. Just so we're clear, we had one MVP win $1,100 on the card. And he started, I saw his account when he started, 500. He sent us a screenshot in the chat. End of the night, he's at 1,100. That's a hell of an MVP. That's a hell of a fight night. We got to this fight here. No one wants to bet against Diana Belbita because she's beautiful. I said I don't give a shit what she looks like outside of the cage. This is a shadow boxer. This is a girl who's a fitness model who looks like she's in shape and pretends to be a fighter. Meatball, Molly McCann, is a real fighter. A problem, yes. She struggles with other things, but this was a rematch. I went and watched it. I watched the old fight. I saw a dominant wrestler who's going to be in the right positions and not lose. Molly McCann came out throwing them things, went down a weight division, looked lighter, faster, stronger, too strong for 115s, and ends up winning by armbar. It's an amazing feeling. We called it. We got it right. Shout out to us. Here we missed all day. Charles Radke looks mean, has a left hook that knocks everybody out, and Urbina looked like anything but a Mexican, bro. Urbina got no chin, and he didn't represent for mi gente at all. This dude is from Southern Texas. Well, he's not Mexican. He's Texan, bro. He ain't got the heart of a champion at all. So shout out to Urbina for going out there and getting punked by Radke. That was our only miss on the main card. This fight ended in an accidental eye poke. It's unfortunate. I was taking the underdog. We were hoping for another undefeated fighter to actually lose. Remember, Kirev here, Kirev, whatever fuck his name is, this Russian, okay, this man right here, fights once every 2 years. So, rusty as hell, we'll see it. We all knew Natalia Silva was winning this fight. This was the lock of all locks. Told you parlay every decision you ever made with this lock right here. Natalia looks smooth, energetic, bouncing bunny, can kick you in the head, can strike you everywhere, never forget her name, and believe in her. Randy Brown and Muslim Shalikov, they were supposed to fight at UFC 296, as you see here. It got rescheduled for this card, and I told you Randy Brown's going to win this fight. He's going to knock him out. That's how I felt about it, and it happened. Randy Brown knocks him out and wins. And Muslim, he is a good fighter. He's a kung fu fighter, whatever. But Randy Brown won, and this was the start of us going on a run and never missing a single fight. We were afraid of Drew Dober getting the first-round knockout, going out there and being mean and vicious. But all Renato Moicano had to do was avoid some elbows, be dominant in the grappling game, hold him down, win 2 rounds, win the fight by unanimous decision, 29-28. It's solid stuff. Moicano got it done, and I told you he would. That was too much. And then in the main event, oh, man. What a shot to call. I gave it away for free. I hope you guys watch the videos. Pretty simple. I made the video free, and I said this main event's going the distance. These are 2 muscle-bound freaks. I watched 7 of their last fights, right? I watched 3 fights for one guy, 4 for the other. And after watching their last fights, I kept taking note of, oh, my God, they look exhausted in the third. Oh, my goodness, they lost the 3rd round on the scorecards. Both of them looked terrible in the 3rd round for their fights. I said they're going to pace themselves, trying to get to these 5-round fight. 25 minutes of fighting is very long, especially for men with this type of muscular mass. And the lactic acid was building up. They couldn't hurt each other. Roman is so tough. This man took a beating and kept on ticking. But I told you, Imavov was going to win this fight. The fight was going to go the distance. And these are all the bets we made. Shout out to us. Shout out to everybody who listened to the analysis and took the time to watch the videos, they made a lot of money. Those of you who don't bother to watch the UFC videos, you're missing out on winning. This is analysis. This is not a guess. This is just real analysis of fighters. I know what I'm doing. Shout out to you guys for believing in me and trusting in me. And you saw it here. The plus 172 was the play to make. I really believed in it. The minus 166 play to make it going over. I just thought those two were going to go for the whole fight. So yes, money line picks were accurate last night. 8-4 on the season, or I'm sorry, on the fight card. On the season, we don't count 296 because we did that one for shits and giggles. Did not sit down and do any analysis. Actually gave those picks while I was driving or traveling on my vacation. Didn't really care about that card. But since then, the rest of these cards, money line picks, we've been spot on. We've been above 500. Feeling good. We're at almost 61% on the season. Keep trusting in us. We have a fight card every single weekend for the next 5 weeks. A fight card every single weekend for the next 5 weeks. Come make your money. Become an MVP. Shout out to those of you who trust us. Shout out to those of you who won. And yes, there were winners. If you go to the Discord server, this is where it's at. And you look, Daniel here, new to the MVPs, Daniel came out, he put 400 on the parlay. Now that's a little crazy. It's a little absurd, but he did win himself almost $1,700. This man did the whole main card the way I said you should, and he won everything. Shout out to Daniel. Another gentleman here, this is LB. LB was actually way up on the fights. I said, bro, just take your extra 84 bucks and just bet on the fight to go to the distance. He said, you sure? I said, yes. I did this in live. If you guys don't know, we watch the fights in this voice channel down here. We're in the live chat. It's locked. When we watch the fights, we have a chat box off to the right here, and everybody watching this, everybody talking, and this is where they come and ask the questions. When should we do this live bet? And we talk about it. And there it is. Kavion won. He said Rico knows. He took Randy Brown to win, Moicano to win. He took the over rounds, Charles Johnson to win in an upset, Molly McCann to win. He parlayed all that. What did he bet? 20 bucks? I don't know what he bet, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, 20 bucks to win 68? Or was it 5? These people are that are watching the live stream with me are winning the most money you could ever imagine because they're actually sticking around and learning about the fighters as we talk. That's the will it go the distance bet. I bet Meatball earlier, $1,000 to win 1,400. Some of these guys are betting pretty heavy, but it doesn't matter. He asked, do I hedge this? We said, no, don't hedge it. We're talking. We had one man ask, should I cash out? It's somewhere up here because we were all talking throughout the night. But everybody's saying, do I cash out? Here it is. Look at LB. LB's worried. Do I cash out? He hedged his bet with Dober, but this was his winning bet right here. $100 to win 262. Should I cash out, Rico? We said, hell nah. Don't cash out. Just charge your phone because that shit was at 1% at the top of the first picture. That's crazy. And then we lost LB for a couple minutes. But this is what it is, guys, is people are watching the videos, making smart decisions, making the right bet. Look at this. How do you feel about this, Rico? Plus 240 decision. Method of victory. By decision. Imavov won by decision. This is a man right here, Twin Uzis, getting it done. And I'm saying, yo, I like the pick. We're in here just throwing our bets around. People are winning money while the rest of you guys are not watching the videos. It's nuts. I said put 20 bucks on it, you'll win like crazy. But LB's a heavy hitter. There he is. People are winning money. Get in where you fit in. Remember, your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Good luck, y'all. Keep watching the cards. We're going to keep winning. Out.